Good morning, good afternoon, and hello to everybody wherever you are. This is 2A Radio, a global internet radio station. Today we are broadcasting from Pennsylvania, the United States of America. The purpose of today's program is to hear the brand new edition of our Inside Liberia. Inside Liberia, look at events unfolding in the counties of Liberia. For today, we have with us our correspondent from Grand Bassa County and that of
Maryland.
Grand Bassa and Maryland County. So the reporters in those counties will give us an update as to what is happening in those counties. This is the first edition of Inside Liberia. Langston is reporting from Maryland County, while we have uh, Last Born is reporting from Grand Bassa County. Gentlemen, welcome to the program. And now we're listening to Langston of Maryland County. Langston,
Thank
what
you
is
ever
going
so
on in
much.
Maryland County today?
Well, we are observing all of the COVID preventive measures. As you know, that this season now, we are still fighting the coronavirus in the country.
Okay, besides the coronavirus, what else do you think is unfolding in Maryland County that the people of Liberia and outside of Liberia need to hear?
Well, residents of Pelebo border, and Pelebo border is about 22 kilometers away from Maryland's provincial capital, Harper. I call on the Ministry of Health and the National Security Council to increase surveillance at the border because 1 or 2 months ago, there was a report of 4 confirmed coronavirus cases in the Ivory Coast. So they said, while it is true that the border was closed officially by the government of Liberia, but there are still interactions ongoing, and there is a need to, screen those guys who are interacting along the borderline. Other than that, Liberia might experience the nasty past.
But do you have health administrators in Maryland County that are monitoring the health situation there?
What are their health administrators?
Yes.
Come again?
There are
yes,
health
the
authorities that are monitoring the COVID activities in Liberia. So I'm asking whether there is a unit in Maryland County that are monitoring the COVID situation, since you all are talking about people crossing the border.
Yes, the Partners in Health, which is an international NGO, is working along with the Ministry of Health, particularly the county health team, to fight the virus. But the complaint of the residents is that since the outbreak of the virus in March last year, there were a series of measures put in place. In fact, there were health personnel assigned to the border, but currently you cannot find them around, and the regular hand washing and screening, like temperature testing, is no longer at the border.
But do you have any concern, or have you heard whether someone has gotten sick as a result of the virus?
Maryland had cases, but about 3 to 4 months now, we have not experienced any case, and all of the cases that were reported are being released.
What about the health facilities? Besides COVID, is the health facilities up to date, or do you have any report as to how people are taking treatment in those facilities?
Well, there are challenges associated with the health facilities, especially where you have health centers in the county, 3 major health centers now in the county where people are calling for a resident doctor. Like, for instance, the People Health Center, the Kaloken Health Center in Kaloken Kalwe District, and that of Barobo. And those areas are hard to reach area, and they are a huge number of catchment towns that are taking treatment to those health centers. So taking ambulances with the deplorable roads, sometimes riding on motorbike due to the limited ambulances, the citizens normally call on the government of Liberia to assign doctors to those health centers that will be performing operations, surgery, and all of that.
So besides COVID and the health situation in Maryland County, how is life in Maryland County?
Maryland is good, as you know. There are series of news as it relates to people getting missing in the county, and recently a 50-year-old Eliza Roberts got missing from Lowian. Lowian is located in electoral district number 3, which is Callaway Statutory District, and she got missing for 2 weeks. She got missing on the 4th of September, and she was found alive on the 8th of September, but she was in appalling health condition. Her condition was critical, and the statutory superintendent, Honorable Solomon Johnny, along with residents of Lowian, after launching the manhunt for the 2 weeks time, when they found her, they were able to admit her at the People Health Center, where she currently is undergoing treatment.
But was there any information as to whether she was being
But as it
held
relates
by
to
any group?
yes, she could hardly, explain her story because she was not in or kind of normal health condition. She was like, poor health condition. But what she said was she was being led by unknown people. She could not see the people, but they were just leading her into the bushes, and she could not experience light shining over her, let's say over her at nighttime in the bushes. So while she was in the bushes, the travel authority raised a concern, and they were trying to perform some travel activities, and 4 persons came out and they confessed that they were responsible for her disappearance. And the 4 persons were charged by the Liberia National Police, particularly the Crime Service Division, and they were forwarded to the court. So currently, as we speak, they were charged for murder and kidnapping. So they are being taken to River G County for pre-trial detention.
Okay. If there is anything else we can hear from you.
Well, residents and authorities of the county complaining about the crime rate in the county. If you can remember, in March of this year, there was a cyclist who was a senior student of the Cleveland High School. He was murdered along the Grand Cru Maryland Highway in the plantation area of the Maryland Oil Palm Plantation by one Moses Blama, who is currently at the Correction Palace in Suretu. Following that incident, there was a series of street protests that led to the vandalization and final burning of the Harper Central Prison, which hosts people who were serving pre-trial detention and others that were serving their detention or JTNU. And some of those criminals were able to escape. And as we speak, there is no prison facility in the county as a result of that street protest. So if people are charged for minor crime, it takes the judiciary system a challenge to refer them to prison facilities because there is no prison facility. As a result, if those crimes are felonious or crime, they will have to request the victim who is being affected by the perpetrator to say, look, you have to transport that person. And if the victim is not resourceful enough to transport the person to the regional correction palace, it becomes a problem for the court. So they are calling on international partners, the government of Liberia and Marylanders abroad to come and refurbish the prison facilities so that normal activities can go on in the county.
Okay, Langston, we hold you right there, and we hope to follow some of those developments that you just brought to the attention of government, and we will also see how we can get in contact with authorities of Maryland County. It's indeed starting to know that there's no prison compound in Maryland County. Thank you so much. We will get in contact with you and follow up those developments that you just gave us, and we're going to do all that we can to keep monitoring the situation.
Thanks ever so much for the show.
Okay, Langston, thanks a lot. That was Langston from Maryland County giving us an update as to what is unfolding in Maryland County inside Liberia. Patient, can we hear from Grand Bassa County? What is going on in Grand Bassa?
We're still waiting for our reporter in Grand Bassa. I guess he's having some technical problem. He said earlier that it was raining and his internet was kind of fluctuating. So we'll wait.
Okay, while we wait for the Grand Bassa County reporter, can you play that video that came from the country?
Good afternoon and good evening based on your location and a place. Welcome to 2A Radio TV, an online platform based in the US. And this is a pre-recorded video from Maryland County, and the town you are looking at is Boniken. It's between Carlocan and Plibo. And of course, this direction is from Monrovia if you are coming to Maryland, and this is the Plibo way. If you are coming from Plibo, this is the direction, and this is Boniken Clinic. And this clinic had been here before the civil crisis. So we are right here in Boniken to bring you what are some of the challenges that this clinic is faced with. Today we might not have the chance to do the interview with the overseer of the clinic, but we just want to bring to your attention that there is a need to improve the structure here because it's a kind of mini one, very small for the catchment. So this is Boniken Clinic, as you can see. All right, so this is the clinic. This is the front view of the clinic. This is the front view of the clinic. So there are two staffers here. The one with the red is the officer in charge of the clinic, along with his co-worker, and they are still compiling reports. So we will come back to them. So this is the structure. This is the structure where people can really, in fact, from Plibo, seeking medical treatment here because of the population in Plibo. So some people prefer coming to Boniken to get treated. And we are sorry that we came late, so we didn't have the opportunity to meet some of the patients and interact with them. This was where the polytank was supplying water to the clinic, or it's no more here. All right, it's no more here, and I think it needs replacement and to also reinstate or reinstall the electricity system. And this is the latrine. This is the latrine. I think you can see all of the doors. Okay, this is the latrine. You can see all of the doors down. That means that there is a need to have it improved. There is a need to have it improved. This is the latrine. So this is the back part of the latrine. This is the back part of the latrine. And this is the polytank, which we commonly call the reservoir, which you have kept the water. Well, I guess it might have problem or due to the lack of electrical power. So this might be a waiting room until the ORC will tell us what particularly is this. So you see, Boniken is one of the easily accessible town of Kalwe district. And in fact, not far from Plibo, where people from Plibo, from Tubakan, from other areas are coming for treatment and seeing the capacity of the structure which can accommodate quite 50, patients a day. And I think there is a need to improve it because if you have more patients, it means that some will be sitting out and they will have to cut sometime delay. So this is exactly where we are. So let's see the inner part of the clinic right here. Okay. So I think you can take us through. You can take us through. Yes. Which part of it is this? Okay, fascination area. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
It was his screening area. All right.
This is the draw storeroom.
Okay. All right. You stole the drugs here and you got the pharmacy where you normally
Yeah.
give it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the
This is
store.
the storeroom.
All
Then
right.
the dispensary is different.
Okay.
And then this is where the women can deliver.
Wow.
This is the delivery bed. As you can see.
Okay.
Where
Which
women-
one side? This. This is the delivery bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is
Okay.
chopstick.
Okay. Yes.
Another storeroom for nurse, medical.
Okay. All right. Because I'm seeing wheelbarrow and all of that. Okay. So this is the back part of the clinic. Thank you all so much for bringing us through.
The amphitheater where the
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. That's good. So what was that place that seems to be
This
like
area
not in use again?
is a trial where we can do temperature taking.
Are you still doing the temperature taking there?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Thank you for taking us through, even though you didn't call your name.
Yeah, Elizano Titoba,
Thank you.
the registrar for this clinic.
Thank you so much.
Okay, that was a view of the clinic in Maryland County. Langston, before you leave, you did a recording. Can you describe in summary what you saw and what the recording is all about, especially the backside of the structure that you show? Hello, Langston?
More to have a chance to have an official interview with us. That was the first thing. And the next thing is that the toilet is in a dilapidated condition.
Okay.
Once you do not have a toilet, you can go to the health center, different, disease and get a non-communicable disease. So it is a challenge that you have such a deplorable toilet where people go for treatment. And you saw the reservoir down, the polytank. That means that the clinic is no longer being supplied with water like, yesteryears. So those are some of the challenges the area is faced with.
Is there electricity in the clinic?
There is no electricity yet. The project is ongoing. That's supposed to connect Boniken, but Plibo is yet to be fully connected. So the contractors are still in Plibo.
You went in the building. How are they keeping drugs? Do they store drugs in a very cold atmosphere, or what is how's the condition inside the
Yes.
structure itself?
Let's imagine there is no electricity before we talk about heat fence or AC. So the drugs are stored to make it guaranteed or to keep it quality. So there is a need for the clinic to have probably a private generator to be running and have the medications. So those are some of the things he said, and they have just one bed catering to those going for delivery.
You mean
They have
one
just one
one one one bed for women in
yes,
general?
yes,
Wow.
one bed for women.
Okay. Anyway, thank you so much, Langston. We will follow up those development, and I realize that you have some technical issue back there, but we say thank you so much for bringing us those updates or those information. We're going to follow up with some county authorities and to know why the clinic is being, that way. People speaking about county development funds, and I mean, if you can't prepare the clinic or get it ready for citizens, I think those are concerns. But again, we said thank you so much. We're going to follow up that maybe before Thursday. We might be able to ask you to give us some more information on the clinic and other development from Maryland County. Thanks so much, Langston. We appreciate you.
Thank you as well.
Okay, then. Okay, that was Langston from Maryland County. He's been reporting on the health situation in Maryland. He also said an elderly lady got missing from Maryland County for 2 weeks, and she was found, and her condition is still not being. There's information that I think few individuals were arrested and they are in police custody. So we need to follow up those developments as to what is unfolding in Maryland County. We had on our list today to speak to the reporter of Grand Bassa County, but again, he told earlier that it's raining heavily in Maryland County, so we may not hear from him. But we had few information that we were hoping that he could tell us. There's information that the building that is hosting the William V.S. Tubman Public School is being locked by the owner of that building, and because they said government is owing them 22,000 United States dollar. Because of 22,000 United States dollar, the building hosting the William V.S. Tubman High School in Grand Bassa County, Buchanan specifically, is being locked. So we need to follow up that development too to know why government has not paid the owner of the building that is hosting the high school in Maryland County, in Grand Bassa County. Also, in Grand Bassa, we were to follow up as to the school building in question. We have information that 400 public school students, are occupying that building. So if that school building is being locked, we hope to hear from some authorities in Grand Bassa County, especially Buchanan. We hope that we'll speak to the superintendent of Grand Bassa to know why government has not paid the owner of that building. And education be very important, and the government herself emphasize the need for education. So if government is owing $22,000 and the owner of the building has locked the building, that's a major concern. So the 400 plus students that are attending school, we are wondering what's going to happen the next academic year. But we will hear from the reporter, if not today, by Thursday. We hope that we get more detail from Grand Bassa County as to what is happening between the owner of the building and government. But the basic information we are getting is that the owner of the building have locked the building because they are owed 22,000 United States dollar. But we hope to hear from Grand Bassa, either from some of the authorities or from our reporter who will give us update information. But we hope that Thursday we'll be able to speak to the reporter up there. But today we are not able to bring the reporter because he just signaled us that it's raining very heavily and the internet situation is so bad and that we can't hear from him. But once again, this is 2A Radio, and this is the beginning, the first edition of Inside Liberia. We hope to bring you basic information as to what is happening in the different counties. Like you saw in the video, you saw a clinic that is not even considered as a clinic to cater to citizens in that part of Liberia. You saw the structure behind that. We're going to see how we can break down the video and bring in pieces of photos and then make full analysis of those photos that we're going to bring to you. But it's discouraging that the clinic doesn't have electricity, it doesn't have running water. The latrine you saw there, the doors are all down. So it means if people are using that latrine that is just a few feet away from the main building, imagine if you had people going in there for medical treatment and at the same time getting home with probably some other issues. You're talking about COVID and you have people, having a latrine that is not even up to date. These are major concerns. But we hope that the reporter in Grand Bassa County will speak to the superintendent, and we hope that even we'll be able to reach to some of the senators and representatives of Grand Bassa County, and they will be able to give us some update on the county development funds and the structure that we are now looking at. And we feel that there's a greater need that people in authority pay attention to cater to the ordinary citizens who are in dire need of health. So yeah, that where we are today. And so we end today's edition as we look up to Thursday, where our reporters from the different counties, we were to hear from Lofa County, Fokwaye. But Fokwaye 2 is not on today. Apparently, the weather situation is not permitting these guys to give us a full update for us to what is happening in those counties. So we end today's edition here, and we wish that you all will tune on next week. No, this week, Thursday, and then we'll bring you full update. Patient?
Thank you.
Yeah, we fall short of doing what we could do today because of, I think the rain is giving some tough time in Grand Bassa County. But you saw the clinic.
Yes, I
Do
did.
you have any comment to say to what is? How did you see the health facility in Grand Bassa County?
It's actually Maryland,
Okay.
and hopefully we can.
Okay, yeah, you're right. That's
Yeah.
Maryland County. Yeah.
Hopefully
Sorry.
we can talk to some of the authorities, but you can see that they really need help because every part of the clinic, I mean, the building, the wait area, the latrine, I mean, everything about healthcare, that's healthcare. People need to really, they need have it equipped, properly equipped. So, and people up there, the different organizations, people that are from Maryland, if they can see this, I believe they can also help. I know governments should be the one doing that, but whatever way you can help to bring development to your county, and that would go a very, very long way. So the clinic need help
Yeah,
because
patient citizens from Maryland County should be helping. But honestly, to see that structure that is even far less than, I don't know, less than $20,000, I would assume, it shouldn't take government anything to build that structure and make it equipped. People are taking $30,000 individually, and you see a structure, a clinic that should be catering to thousands of people. They are citizens. See behind there, it's sort of what they call waiting room, or a place to wait or place to be tested for COVID. See, even the stakes or the plank that they have over there. It's so
Yeah.
discouraging. And I don't know whether the county officials, the senators and representatives can go into places to look at those structures. The superintendent,
Hmm.
is sickening, and we hope that those who are watching this video or this broadcast will take this matter very seriously. The purpose for governance is to be able to provide people conducive way of living.
Mhm.
So if you have
That's
a
right.
clinic, you have a health facilities, even if it's a small structure, let it be properly, you know, either you renovate it or you build it and you put all necessary things that need to be done. You don't
Yeah.
have people get medication in there. You don't have electricity. So people, whether people buy their medication or you have medication in there, how some medication, even you go to a hospital, they say, okay, keep this at this temperature. Do not keep this medication in a hot area. So now you have a building where people go to take treatment and you have medication in there. You don't have freezer, you don't have air condition, you don't have even the windows there.
Hmm.
Then you have toilet right near there. The toilet, they not even call it toilet. Um, it's a latrine. And you know about latrine, when sun get hot in that place, all of the bad odor comes right out there, and then people are in the place walking around because they are ill, they need to take treatment, and maybe when they're going home, they take another problem with them. From where? From the clinic.
Hopefully, something can be done, and that's the reason why we are highlighting all these issues, in around Liberia.
Yeah,
Well, it was
we
good having this broadcast this morning, and we hope to continue
yeah,
to bring in the rest of the reporters that will give us updates of what is going on in Liberia. So we want to say thank you for those that were watching us today.
right.
I want to say we will be here on Thursday, and follow us and share the video. And you have a wonderful week. This is the beginning of a new week, on the second day, and we wish you well. But until then, amen. This is 2A Radio, the African Action Network.